When the NeverEnding Story II, the next chapter, arrived in theaters during the spring of 1990, audiences were eager to return to the magical world of Fantasia. While the sequel never captured the magic of Wolfgang Petersen's beloved 1984 original, it introduced a new generation to the adventures of Bastian Bux and featured an entirely fresh cast. Now, 35 years after its release, the fates of its young stars have taken remarkably different paths. From tragedy to triumph, from Hollywood to documentary filmmaking, and from acting to multimedia entrepreneurship. Jonathan Brandis carried the weight of the sequel on his young shoulders as Bastian Bux, the lonely boy who once again enters the pages of the magical book. Born April 13, 1976, in Danbury, Connecticut, to teacher Mary and firefighter Gregory Brandis, Jonathan began modeling for Buster Brown shoes at just 2 years old. By age 6, he landed his breakthrough role as Kevin Buchanan on the soap opera One Life to Live, which prompted his family's move to Los Angeles when he was 9. Guest appearances on The Wonder Years, Full House, and Murder, She Wrote, followed before he won the lead role in the NeverEnding Story II at age 13. That same year, 1990, he delivered a critically acclaimed performance as young Bill Denbrough in the television miniseries Stephen King's It. At 17, Brandis became a teenage heartthrob when he was cast as teen prodigy Lucas Wolinchak on NBC's Sequest DSV. The Steven Spielberg-produced series ran from 1993 to 1996, and Brandis regularly graced the covers of teen magazines like Bop and Tiger Beat. He dated actress Tatiana Ali for over 5 years during the late 1990s. After Sequest's cancellation in 1996, Brandis struggled to transition into adult roles. He appeared in Outside Providence and Ride with the Devil in 1999, but roles became increasingly scarce. In 2002, he had a small part in Heart's War starring Bruce Willis, hoping it would revive his career, but most of his scenes were cut from the final film. Friends later reported that this devastated him. On November 11, 2003, a friend found the 27-year-old Brandis hanged in his Los Angeles apartment around 11:40 p.m. He was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center but died the following day from injuries sustained. He left no suicide note. Friends revealed he had been drinking heavily and was deeply depressed about his stalled career, having reportedly told people he intended to kill himself. In 2021, his father Greg told People magazine that Jonathan was probably suffering from undiagnosed bipolar disorder, noting the signs had appeared in his 20s. Brandis appeared posthumously in Soleil Moon Frye's 2021 documentary Kid 90, which featured extensive home video footage from the 1990s. Kenny Morrison took on the iconic role of Atreyu, the brave young warrior originally played by Noah Hathaway in the first film. Born December 31, 1974 in Los Angeles, Morrison began his career as a child actor in the late 1980s. His first role came as Tom McCaskill in the television movie The Quick and the Dead, based on Louis L'Amour's novel. The NeverEnding Story II became his breakthrough at age 15, and he followed it immediately with another major franchise film, playing a foot soldier in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze in 1991. He appeared in television series including Our House, Who's the Boss, and Growing Pains. In 1994, Morrison had a memorable guest appearance on Star Trek Voyager in the episode Learning Curve, playing the introverted young Bajoran Jaren, a former Maquis insurgent. He also appeared in the 2005 independent film Little Athens. After more than a decade of acting, Morrison transitioned away from performing to pursue filmmaking. He founded Morrison Productions in New Orleans, Louisiana, where he now serves as creative director, specializing in visual effects, commercials, and media content. In 2022, he worked as cinematographer on the short film The Dead Driver, utilizing innovative LED wall technology at YS TV Studios to safely simulate New Orleans street scenes. Morrison has embraced extended reality technologies in his recent work, discussing XR innovations in local podcast appearances in 2025. Now 50 years old, he maintains an active social media presence on Instagram where he shares updates on his projects with several hundred followers. He also runs Twisted Fiction Films, focusing on documentaries and creative content. Morrison represents the successful transition from child actor to behind-the-camera professional, building a sustainable career in his adopted city of New Orleans. Clarissa Burt brought seductive menace to the film as Zayd, the manipulative sorceress who attempts to control Fantasia. Born April 25, 1959 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and raised in New Jersey, Burt began her career as a model in the 1980s. She moved to Paris to work with top agencies before relocating to Milan, Italy, where she became a supermodel sensation. Burt graced over 200 magazine covers and walked runways for designers, including Gianfranco Ferré, while appearing in commercials for fashion houses like Dior. Her modeling success in Europe opened doors to acting, and she appeared in several Italian comedies during the late 1980s, including Caruso Pascoschi di Padre Polacco in 1988 and Tutta colpa del paradiso in 1985. The NeverEnding Story II marked her principal entry into English-language cinema. She also worked as a television presenter in Italy during this period and provided voice work for the animated series Adventures of the Little Mermaid. In 1999, Burt pivoted to production, opening her television production company, New Men International in Rome, producing broadcasts including the Miss Universe pageant and the World Sports Awards. She briefly entered politics in 2004, running unsuccessfully for the European Parliament supported by the right-wing National Alliance Party, and served as assessor to cultural policies in the municipality of Ardea from July 2004 to March 2005. Now 65, Burt has reinvented herself as a multimedia entrepreneur and women's advocate. She is the founder and CEO of In the Limelight Media, a platform consisting of television shows, podcasts, and a quarterly digital magazine providing educational and empowering content for women. Her shows can be viewed on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and over 100 smart TV apps, while her podcasts are available on all major platforms. She authored the book The Self-Esteem Regime and published a gluten-free Italian cookbook. In June 2022, Burt was knighted by the Royal Order of Constantine the Great and St. Helen, joining 350 dames worldwide. She continues to produce and host In the Limelight with Clarissa Burt, interviewing entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and public figures. Her Instagram account, Clarissa Burt, boasts over 15,000 followers. Burt's extensive social work earned her 2 private audiences with Pope John Paul II. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel for daily uploads. John Wesley Shipp played Barney Bucks, Bastian's emotionally distant father who ultimately reads the NeverEnding Story to find his missing son. Born January 22, 1955 in Norfolk, Virginia, Shipp grew up in Wake Forest, North Carolina, where his father served as a pastor after attending seminary. He attended Butler High School in Louisville, Kentucky, and later Indiana University before pursuing acting. Shipp began his career with a breakthrough role on the daytime soap opera Guiding Light, playing Dr. Kelly Nelson from 1980 to 1984. His charisma and frequent appearances in a Speedo made him a soap opera heartthrob. He moved to As the World Turns from 1985 to 1986, playing the deranged Douglas Cummings, a role that earned him his first Daytime Emmy Award. He won a second Daytime Emmy for playing Martin Ellis on Santa Barbara in 1987. Just months after The NeverEnding Story II, Shipp landed the title role in CBS's superhero series The Flash, which aired during the 1990-91 season. Though the show lasted only 1 season, it became a cult classic and would define much of Shipp's later career. He followed with a recurring role on NBC's Sisters from 1994 to 1995, then landed his most prominent role as Mitch Leary, Dawson's father, on the WB's Dawson's Creek from 1998 to 2001. In 2010, he returned to daytime television briefly on One Life to Live, and in 2011 guest starred on MTV's Teen Wolf. The CW's revival of The Flash in 2014 brought Shipp full circle. He was cast as Henry Allen, Barry Allen's imprisoned father, a role that allowed him to play multiple versions of the Flash character across the show's 9-season run through 2023, including Jay Garrick and his original 1990s Barry Allen. Now 70, Shipp continues to work steadily in television and film. He appeared in the 2012 film Hell and Mr. Fudge and has been a recurring presence in the Ruby Herring Mysteries franchise on Hallmark since 2019. He remains active on the convention circuit, where fans celebrate both his original Flash incarnation and his mentorship role in the modern series. Shipp has never married, but maintains a private personal life focused on his craft. Alexandra Jonas portrayed the mystical childlike empress, replacing Tommy Stronach from the original film. Born December 3, 1976 in New York City, Jonas began acting as a child. Her first film role came in 1988's Zelly and Me, where she played Phoebe alongside Isabella Rossellini and David Lynch. The NeverEnding Story II arrived when she was 13, giving her the opportunity to play the ethereal ruler of Fantasia. She made guest appearances on popular television shows including Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where she played high school rebel Sheila Martini in the episode School Hard, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch as Hillary in 1997. However, Jonas ultimately decided that her future lay behind the camera rather than in front of it. She graduated with a BFA from the Tisch School of the Arts at New York University, studying film production. From 2007 through 2012, Jonas ran Jigsaw Productions, building a reputation as a skilled documentary producer. She has collaborated with acclaimed directors, including Alex Gibney, Eugene Jarecki, and Jehane Noujaim on films that tackle serious political and social issues. Her producing credits include Gonzo, The Life and Work of Dr. Hunter S. Thompson in 2008, Freakonomics in 2010, Casino Jack and the United States of Money in 2010, Client 9, The Rise and Fall of Elliot Spitzer in 2010, and Magic Trip in 2011. In 2013, Jonas received a Primetime Emmy Award for producing Mea Maxima Culpa, Silence in the House of God, a powerful documentary about sexual abuse in the Catholic Church directed by Alex Gibney. She also worked on The Square, a documentary about the Egyptian Revolution that was nominated for an Academy Award. Now 48, Jonas continues her work as a documentary producer, focusing on films that investigate power, corruption, and social justice. Her successful transition from child actress to Emmy-winning producer demonstrates how early experiences in entertainment can lead to meaningful careers in documentary storytelling. Thomas Hill was the only cast member to return from the original film, reprising his role as Carl Conrad Coriander, the enigmatic bookstore owner who guards the NeverEnding Story. Born Thomas Newton Hill Jr. on June 2, 1927, in Landore, Missouri, India, to American Disciples of Christ missionaries Thomas Sr. and Elma Alexander Hill, he lived in India until age 13 when his family returned to Fort Wayne, Indiana. He graduated from Richmond High School and attended Woodstock School in India before beginning his theatrical career in the early 1950s. For 4 decades, Hill was a major force in American theater, performing nearly 300 roles at venues across the country, including the Cleveland Playhouse, Seattle Repertory Theater, and the Public Theater in New York. He also directed hundreds of productions and was a founding member of several theater companies. Hill transitioned to film in the mid-1960s, debuting in Sidney Poitier's The Slender Thread in 1965. He appeared in over 20 feature films, including Robert Altman's McCabe and Mrs. Miller in 1971 and Clint Eastwood's Firefox in 1982. His role as Mr. Coriander in The NeverEnding Story in 1984 became his most recognizable film work, and he was eager to return for the sequel. During the 1980s, Hill also gained recognition for his recurring role as the quirky handyman Jim Dixon on the CBS sitcom Newhart, appearing in 8 episodes from 1982 to 1990. He had a memorable part as Father Andrew Doyle in the 1984 NBC miniseries Vi: The Final Battle, and made guest appearances on Saint Elsewhere, The Equalizer, and Law & Order, his final acting appearance in 1993. In 2003, Hill retired to Bloomington, Indiana, where he lived quietly until his death on April 20, 2009, at age 81. He was married to Anne Garrity. Hill's distinctive voice and ability to portray eccentric authority figures left an enduring mark on both stage and screen, with his portrayal of the gruff but caring bookseller remaining a cherished part of the NeverEnding Story's legacy. Martin Umbach brought comic relief and eventual redemption to the film as Nimbly, the bird-like creature who initially serves Zaide but ultimately helps Bastian. Born March 16, 1956 in Munich, Bavaria, West Germany, Umbach is primarily known in Germany as one of the country's most prominent voice actors. His work on The NeverEnding Story II represented his most significant on-screen role in an English-language production, requiring him to perform in an elaborate creature costume. While his film appearances have been limited, Umbach built an extraordinarily successful career as a dubbing artist in Germany. He has become the German voice of George Clooney, a role he took over from Detlef Bierstedt starting with Ocean's 11, a decision personally approved by director Steven Soderbergh. This change initially caused disappointment among German-speaking Clooney fans who preferred Bierstedt, but Umbach's smooth, sophisticated voice work has since won over audiences. Now 68, Umbach continues to work prolifically in voice acting, dubbing major Hollywood films for German audiences. He has provided German voices for numerous blockbusters, including voicing characters in Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2021 and The Flash in 2023. He also provided the German voice of Eddie Biasi in the 1994 film It Could Happen to You. Beyond dubbing, Umbach has appeared in German television series, including Josephine Klick, A Lion Unter Cops in 2014 and Jets, Leben am Limit in 1999. His contribution to The NeverEnding Story II gave him international exposure, but his true legacy lies in his work bringing Hollywood stars to German-speaking audiences, where his voice has become synonymous with some of cinema's biggest names. Umbach represents the often overlooked craft of voice acting, where performers build entire careers translating performances across linguistic and cultural boundaries. Helena Michel appeared briefly but memorably as Bastian's mother in flashback sequences, representing the love and loss that motivates much of Bastian's journey. Helena Mitchell, information about her career beyond the NeverEnding Story II remains limited. The character of Bastian's mother was deceased in both the original 1984 film and the novel by Michael Ende, with her death creating the emotional distance between Bastian and his grieving father. In the sequel, Michelle appears in Bastian's recovered memories, shown through Zaid's memory-stealing machine. In one pivotal scene viewed by Nimbly, Bastian's mother tells him not to be afraid and that we are all a part of a never-ending story, a moment that moves Nimbly to switch sides and help Bastian. This brief appearance served a crucial narrative function, providing emotional weight to Bastian's quest and ultimately inspiring Nimbly's redemption. The flashback sequences were filmed during principal photography in early 1990 at Bavaria Film Studios near Munich. While Michelle's screen time was minimal, her presence in these memory sequences helped ground the fantasy adventure in real human emotion. Beyond this role, details of Michelle's acting career are scarce, and she appears to have worked primarily in smaller productions or may have left the entertainment industry. Her contribution to the NeverEnding Story II, though brief, provided a touching connection to the themes of memory, loss, and the enduring power of love that runs throughout Michael Ende's story. 35 years later, the NeverEnding Story II remains a fascinating time capsule of early 1990s fantasy filmmaking, and a bittersweet reminder of both Hollywood's magic and its costs. The divergent paths of its cast members illustrate the unpredictable nature of show business. Jonathan Brandis's tragic death at 27 serves as a sobering reminder of the pressures faced by child stars and the importance of mental health support. Who was your favorite character? Comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos like this. See you in the next one.